Welcome to Angel Institute Season 2. I'm author Erica Penrod with my friend Lucy McConnell. This season, we're going to be talking about all things Cupid as we focus on the Cupid division of Angel Institute. Talking about date nights, relationships, and all of the yummy stuff. So sit down, relax, and join us, and let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome to Angels Unscripted. I am author Erica Penrod and I am here with my friend Lucy McConnell. We're so excited to be here today and we are talking the third Cupid book in our Cupid division, and along with that we are talking about the subject of dating after trauma, a breakup.
We're going to call it dating trauma.
Dating trauma?
After dating trauma.
How's that? I like that idea. Yeah. Trauma is like a big word to me. It's like,
I know.
When you say trauma, I'm like
it is.
But you know,
because
a lot of things are traumatic to me. Like when I open the fridge, there's not a bottle of Diet Pepsi in there. It's traumatic.
It's
like
traumatic.
let's just call it what it is. It's kind of traumatic for me. So yeah, but
like,
that is a big word.
Trauma.
But I like the idea of dating
trauma.
Dating trauma.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk that. So this does this affect you like in your life? Like, has this affected you as you were dating? I mean, obviously you're not dating now, right?
Let me actually, I am still dating, but I'm dating the same guy.
Yes.
So
he's turned out to be a good one, huh?
Yeah. Let me go back in the Wayback Machine.
In the Wayback,
and then watch
the
dinosaurs walk me to school, and then
with your VHS tapes.
With my VHS. So bad. Yeah, so I was the type that you get like one shot.
Yeah.
And so if we dated and broke up, I did not want to get back together with you. I was not that girl. And in fact, I did have a guy in college. We had dated for the summer before I went to college. And then we kept dating long distance. We were at two separate ends of the state for about the first month that we were at school. And then he broke up with me. And then at Christmas, he came over to my house with a Christmas present and asked me if I would get back together with him. And I said no.
Yeah.
I was like,
sorry, buddy, you've had your chance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, you had your shot and I've moved on. And I was very much like unaware of the fact that dating was for dating. And I wasn't at the point that I was dating to find my soulmate at that point. So it was like, I mean, if we're just dating to date, we did that.
Yeah.
And I think I figured out in our breakup that you're not the one for me. Right. So I was ready to move on and just date for fun with other people. Yeah. So I've had that opportunity. Now, the question is, did he cause trauma when we broke up? I think there was a little bit. I also think that he was a little controlling. So
what does trauma mean
in dating?
Like, I think let's define it as what we're talking about. Because obviously there's some very serious trauma. There's some what are we talking about?
I'm going to say broken heart syndrome.
Okay.
I'm going to say that that's the dating trauma is broken heart syndrome. Like, you're broken up that this person that you're no longer with this person.
Right.
And so I've had a lot of characters through the years that have had bad breakups where they really thought they were going to get married. They got left at the altar. Things like that happened. That's a trauma situation where they're
abandonment,
all those kinds of things from somebody that they loved. And then they need to figure out how to go on and find love in spite of this traumatic experience that they've been through. So I think that's the kind of thing, and I think it happens a lot that people experience these brokenhearted syndromes. And
because I think we internalize it as like there's something wrong with us, like whether whether the person broke up with you or the relationship didn't work, it just wasn't working,
timing was off.
Yes, like there's but it's a loss, and so it takes some like time to recover or like maybe process the emotions. Like,
I think even if you weren't that into that person, like I had one character who caught her boyfriend cheating with another girl in the copy room. They were making out, whatever, and she was kind of like, I'm good, let's move on, like kind of a deal, like
it was like but maybe you saw it and didn't know it.
But I think for her it was kind of like this, all right, there's my excuse to like kind of a thing. But also there's that when you're cheated on, that feeling of that she had, that was like, again, the why am I not good enough kind of a thing that she had to deal with, even though she wasn't in love with the guy and ready to spend the rest of her life with him. There was still that sense of betrayal that she had to overcome in her book that was which she ended up marrying a prince. So
It's totally
and
fine.
moving
It worked
into a
out.
castle. And so, you know, I figure I don't know about you, but sometimes with my characters, the ones that go through the worst life before they meet this person, I want to give them like that much better of a happy ever after.
That's the law of polarity, right?
Right.
If there's something bad over here, there's something beautiful
There's something
over
beautiful
here.
over here for
Yeah.
you. So I try
love
to do
that.
that for my characters that have been through it.
Okay, so let's talk about like a couple different aspects of a breakup. So, or types of breakup. So, let's say you have a breakup and the person is hurt, like it's the self-worth. It's like, this person did these things to me. I don't feel worthy. And so I think that can haunt a person moving forward, because it's like you're taking your emotional baggage from your previous relationship, and then you meet a new guy and you give it to him and you're like, here, fix this.
Or, and I've actually thought this, or you hold it up and everything they do filters through that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it becomes this
true.
new filter in your relationship that that person didn't ask for. They didn't create. They didn't put there. But now you've got this filter, and whatever they're doing is going through that filter. And it's, yeah. So you've got this, like a stumbling block that you've got to figure out how to either remove or see through clearly.
Right.
So.
And I love, like, as you mature through your whole dating life and you get to the point where you're actually, when you are looking for your person, like when you're dating back in high school and in your younger college years, it might not be about finding your person. It might be just about going out and having a good time.
Yeah.
But when you decide, okay, I think I'm ready to find my person, I like how you can kind of take a step back. And I mentioned this last time, like, you realize that if this isn't working, it's not necessarily a bad thing about you or a bad thing about him.
Right.
It's just not working. He's just not your person.
Right.
And I think that comes with a level of maturity and self-esteem. Like I want my daughters, I'm always talking to them about that. Like, you are amazing and beautiful and perfect for whoever that person is for you, you know? And so I like that idea. But what about, after the breakup and moving forward, like they just can't let it go, like we were talking about earlier, like they just can't seem to move on and compare the new guy or the new relationship to the old one.
Well,
like,
and I think sometimes, and I've written these stories before too, where you meet a guy who can heal that stuff, like, but it takes a very aware and patient male to be able, like, he has to have all of his own baggage under control and figured out and stowed appropriately in the overhead compartment, and then be able to work with your stuff. So normally when I'm writing that situation, I write a man who grew up in a healthy family, who doesn't have a lot of his own baggage and is capable, emotionally developed enough and capable of healing that in the other person and helping her heal. And so it takes that Superman. I don't know, I call them Supermen. They're like the most, amazing guys out there. And there are real Supermen out there that are fabulous, that are amazing people and able to just love you through until you can heal. So, but really it comes down to, you got to heal yourself.
Right.
Because they're not going to, if you don't do the work, no matter how patient and loving and kind they are, you're not ever going to heal. You've got to do the work. It's a self.
So in my book, Dax, that we're talking about today, he's the rock star. Yeah, he's a rock star. Well, he's a local rock star. Like he's got a record deal, and they're trying to go big. And anyway, so he has a few of his own issues from the past. Like his mom died, but it was a beautiful relationship. Right. And so he has that loss, but it also strengthens him as he goes out. And but the love interest, Piper, she's this adorable girl who comes from a bad breakup, and she moves back to this small town, and she was like an event coordinator, and now she's like a florist, so she gets to still do some of the creative things. And anyway, she helps him balance the creativity, but also being a successful business. Like you've got to, like, he's writing commercial jingles to pay the bills too, you know? And so there's that balance, and she helps him recognize and how to navigate being creative, being the artist, but also being a successful business person. And but for her, it's the breakup. And so he does some things that, like you were saying, that triggers her, that she's like, oh, I've seen this before. I'm not doing this. Like, you know, and puts the brakes on because she's like, I've seen this before. So it's just fun to write about. Like, it's not so much fun to live it.
No, it's not always fun to live it.
But as an author, it gives you a lot of emotions to write. And
I think it's really relatable too, because
Yes,
who out
for
there
sure.
dating has not had
a bad experience
dating? I mean, come on.
I would love to hear if you never had it. Of course, then there's probably those sweet little high school romances that turn out into. I mean, my son and his wife are one of those stories. They met when they were in junior high.
Oh gosh,
like 14 and 15 years old.
Oh,
but their relationship was like
say hi in the hall,
you know, like that kind of thing. But it was cute. But that's
it started from that point on.
And they did not date anyone else. Like they weren't together a lot of the time. So it was kind of interesting because I was like, wait, you have a girlfriend? Like, you know, and they went to some high school dances together and that, but it wasn't until they graduated that they really started dating. And but
they found each other though, at that young age, and then just kind of placeholder.
Yes, like it was, and I was kind of concerned because it was like, wait, you haven't dated anyone else. How are you going to know? But after spending time with them, you're like, because it's obvious, like they're each other's person, and so
so
it was.
Neat.
Anyway, I don't think have I written one of those stories before? I don't know. Have you?
I like childhood sweethearts
all
the way through.
Yes, I did. When I think about, but I don't know if it was all the way through. Jackson, my second book, where he was, I think it was a saddle bronc rider.
Oh yeah. I remember Jackson.
And he had his little sweetheart.
Yeah. You know who that reminds me of?
And I think it might have been a Big Brother trope too. Now that I'm thinking about it. Sorry. Go ahead. Okay.
No, that just reminds me of Rosa Nelton.
Oh, okay.
Like I remember she told me like that she doesn't have a memory of her life without him in it.
Oh,
and that,
I love that.
Like when they were waiting for the bus to go to kindergarten, they were holding hands. And
really?
Yes.
I did not know this.
Yes, because they lived close by each other, and so they got on the bus at the same place, and they just their whole entire lives long. Yeah, they were together.
Just like some beautiful people in our community that.
And she
had
just
a great
recently
love story.
Passed away, and he had passed away 10 years,
quite a few years
ago. Like it was about a decade
Yeah.
before her of Alzheimer's, and so she had about a decade without him, and that's when she was telling me, I have never known a part of my life without him in it, and it's so beautiful, such a beautiful love story. A whole life built together.
I guess there are people
kids,
that don't have the
great grandkids,
that don't have the bad breakup story.
I guess she never would have.
But it is. I think it's still relatable because even if it wasn't a breakup, there's
I think the
loss.
Rosa Nelton story is a more of a rarity in the world. Like it's just one of those great. Somebody should write that a storybook. Should write that one because it's one we can all attain to. To love like they loved. So anyway, so that's just the two, I guess, your son and then her. Most people, we have to wander through life and find someone.
We have to kiss a lot of frogs, right?
Kissing frogs.
Yes, that kind of thing. But
just keep searching. So, and then I think the important thing to realize after you've been through something like a bad breakup or a heartbreak is to not give up. Right. Don't give up on love.
Right.
You know, it's there. It's worth trying for. It's worth going for. And don't let it stop you.
I think what your focus is, especially after a breakup, is if you're out there thinking, oh, every guy is going to hurt me, is going to do what the last one did, or you're looking for the negative, that's exactly what you will find. But if you're out there thinking, you know what, that didn't work, that's okay. I know there's something out there, someone out there that's going to be my person. And you have that goal, that focus, you're going to find him.
I ruled out this other guy now.
Yes, you did. And sometimes that is, it's like, you know, one of our favorite things to talk about is how the spaceship fails its way to space, you know?
Yep.
Course correction.
It literally course corrects continuously.
So that's like life. Like you go, course correction. Course correction. And so, that's what dating is, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of course correction.
Some of us have more course corrections than others.
I know. Some of us has to make bigger course corrections than others. But for real, I think. So I would say focus on what you want.
Right.
Focus on the good, and that's what you draw into your life.
Exactly.
And so if you're being a good girlfriend or boyfriend, you're going to attract a good
Yes.
girlfriend or boyfriend into your life, because a bad one won't be able to maintain that level of relationship that you want. And you'll know, and then you can roll them out. One less frog.
One less frog. Yeah. I love it. So anyway,
all right. Well, we hope that this has been fun for you guys to talk about and listen to. If you have stories you'd like to share with us, please comment, like, subscribe, do all those things that help this channel be found by other people. And we'll be back next week with more relationship chat and all things love, this Cupid season that we're in. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.